quite good. So if we start with the 2-day leadership program for students of colour, I think it was a really good initiative. Yeah, just really pleased to see it, and I like how much detail you put in the report about, you know, why you were doing it and who it was for. I don't know if you wanted to add a bit more about how the day went or the 2 days went.
Yeah, sure. And first of all, thank you for noticing this and appreciating this. So if you remember that this year one of my main manifesto promise was to increase student empowerment or student engagement to some extent as well. So this is part of it, and I explained in the report why I was doing it. And the event was amazing. I haven't seen any other training program or workshop like this way. Initially, I targeted for 60 students because of the capacity and resources and money and for everything. But then I started a collaboration with the university engagement team, and they have interest in the same area. And then I got some more money or more funding on this. So I thought this would be great to open it for everyone. So I reduced the capacity of 60 to as many students as can attend, but unfortunately we didn't have a lot of students. We had only 35 to 36 students who registered. But the best thing is almost all of them came in the workshops, and they came even 5-10 minutes before the training was started. So that was really impressive, seeing the enthusiasm or the eagerness for this program. So it was really good. It was 2 days program. So there's a lot of elements how people of color face, and especially in leadership or senior position, and all the barriers and how to overcome those, or learn from people of same background. So that was great, and we have planned for a part 2 in term 2. We'll use the same trainers from GREAT. And also on top of this, we have developed another leadership program with the support of student union staff, which will be open for wider student body. It's not only for student of color. So this is something I'm really looking forward for next term, and hope it will be as successful as the current one. So yeah, if you have any other particular question, I'm happy to answer on this.
No, just great stuff. Oh, yeah, really good to see. I think it's really good, especially the side of being in a leadership role. I think that's really important. But yeah, I don't have anything more to add on that. I don't know if anyone else did. No. So if we quickly move on to the flexible tuition instalment, I think my question was mainly, is this aimed at international students, or like what? I don't know much about this area, I'll be honest. So just sort of wanted a bit more feedback about what it will allow, the flexibilities, if there's problems trying to get this implemented.
Yeah, I can explain. So as you might know that I am an international student, so some of the issues while paying the tuition fees I faced, and I felt like that this is not working, and if there was a flexible option, probably my life or my experience as a student could have been easier. And also since I'm now in a position that I can change the policy and make the life better for the next generation of students, so that's why I started working on this. So basically, it came from the experience of as an international students, but home students will get the benefit as well, especially self-funded home students. So that in here, if you're home students, you can get loan or from the government, but a lot of students don't prefer to get the loan. There's few reasons. One reason is religious reason. So for the Muslim students, they don't prefer to take the loan from the UK government because it comes with an interest, and in Islamic law, taking interest is not encouraged or allowed, which if those students take this loan, then they have to sacrifice their religious belief, which a lot of students don't do. So for these students, and also some other students who don't want to get into the trap of student finance and loan and interest and all the stuff, because it's really stressful. Every year your interest get increased, and every year you have to pay more, and some people pay their whole rest of their life only the tuition fees, which is really like unfair, and it can be stressful from time to time, because over your life your expense will increase. It will not be only the tuition fee payment, there will be lots of other things. So considering all the things, I think home students and international students both can get the facility for this. For international students, they pay a lot of money. For undergraduate, it's more than 15-16K on average. For masters, same amount, and for PhD, I think they have a little different system, but especially for masters and undergraduate. So so far, our current system is you pay 50% before you registered, and the remaining 50% you pay in the beginning of your term two, which is really short duration of time, like less than 3-4 months. And I tell one course always, money doesn't grows trees in our countries. People can't really manage this huge amount of money, 6K, 7K, 8K in this short period of time, and there can be lots of other reasons for people to use their funds for something else. So if the university was providing a more flexible time, maybe rest of the year, of course, we came here to finish our study. We are not running away after doing our half term. There's no point. It is not going to help us. So we're going to stay here anyway. So the university have to trust us with a longer payment plan. But I think from the university side, one point is because of the financial year and they need to prepare for the next year. That's why they need to get the payment earlier. But my proposed plan is initially take an amount, and then for the rest of the 8 months, you take the all of it, but in a small portion, so which will reduce the stress level to the students, and also the university will lose less students as well, and ultimately it's going to increase student success, which is again benefit for the university, for the student as well. So it's, to answer to your question, is for both, and whoever are the self-funded or paying their own tuition fees, it will benefit them.
I was just wondering if you had from the uni like an outline of what their issues are. I know obviously it is sort of in the middle of a tax year, but I just wondered if they've given you anything sort of solid about what the problems are with this working, because I think it is really important that we reduce the stress on students, especially on affordability. So yeah, I don't know if that's maybe yeah.
So the thing is, when you make a big change in the university system, or make a big policy change, you need lots of things to update. First thing, to update on the website to make it secure, and also keep the students secure, and also university need to promote it properly as well. And if you start in the middle of a academic year, it can create more administrative cost, which obviously university is not willing to pay at this moment. So right now, the latest update is it's going to implement from September 2023, after I leave. And also, the current system will be, the university said that initially they'll take 60% because they don't want to take huge risk. Otherwise, they will be in shortage of fund. But I'm still trying to negotiate or push them to make it 50% in the beginning and 50% rest of the year. So this is where we're at the moment. And further progress will happen, I think, after term two, before term in September.
Wicked. I think what would help me, like if you're able to, for the next report, just have it all outlined of how it will look, like what the payments will be, what the barriers are, how you're working to overcome them. Hopefully you've got a bit further with the uni, but I think that would help me if you can, for the next report, just have it outlined in what the issues are and how it's going to look in terms of the payment plans, if you've got, exact amounts in mind, and whether that's agreeable with the university, because that's what they obviously want to see. But yeah, I think it's really good that you're supporting students in that way. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else has anything note on that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I can give you an outline by the next panel. I've taken notes, but I believe Ben is going to send me an action list later as well. So just in case I forget it. Thank you.
No problem. I think one of I will let someone else speak. I think one of the ladies, I can't remember who it was, had some questions on the bike scheme survey. So I don't know if you want to start with that.
Yeah, my question was just to ask what the feedback from the survey looked like. What the students said.
All right, so bikes scheme survey, I did it last year. I think earlier last year when I started to push the university to start this project. So initially university was saying that it might not be fit for Ghanaian students because we are living kind of in a city and transportation is really easy to access, and it might not be that student might not get that interested. So as a result, I had to take the survey to understand if whether students want to get the scheme or not. So in the survey there was like around 130 students who actually gave their feedback. So the question was basically, do you want to have a bicycle scheme? Do you think it will be beneficial for you and also to reduce carbon dioxide? Also, which campuses are they from, and will they be interested to take, borrow a bike from the university? So all of them has said, yeah, of course, they want to get access, and it will make their life easier. For example, if someone lives maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from the university, which is cycle distance, they can take the cycle facility, and they can reduce the bus cost over there, especially now in the time of cost of living, which will be really beneficial for them. So yeah, so the survey was positive, everything was positive, but unfortunately there wasn't much progress after the survey because of university's financial budget year, and also my workload, and also yeah.
No, that's fine. I think I had a question regarding the Medway bus. I just wondered how that's sort of looking. I know there's been quite a lot of petitioning around it, and if I just wondered if there'd been any progress, because I think you mentioned in your report that you had a meeting with the transport manager. So I didn't know if you could just give a bit more on what the outcome of that was.
Yeah, so actually, I met the university chief operating officer, who is boss of the transport manager, actually. So it is good to start the conversation with the, with the senior management of the university. So initially, they said it might not be possible to make it free because, of course, it involved with lots of cost, and but they're happy to provide support for the students who will be really struggling. But this is not the outcome we are looking for. The outcome is we want to remove the fare altogether so it can be accessible for everyone, and we can make more inter-campus connections. And also, yeah, if we 22,000 or 23,000 students we are studying together, and if we don't know, if there's no close connection between each other, there's no point of telling people that we have 22,000 students. If you're not together, you're separated. So yeah.
I mean, how does I'm sorry, I don't get the bus, sadly. But so is it like you pay each trip? Is that how it works?
So right now, we have interconnected bus campuses from Every Hill to Greenwich, Greenwich to Medway, and all the campuses. So Every Hill to Greenwich is free. You don't have to pay. If you have just your student ID card, you can get in and travel. But if you want to go to Medway from Every Hill or from Greenwich, you need to pay, and each ticket is 350, I believe. And if you purchase two together, on the time is 6. And if you purchase like 10 tickets, it's 25. And the higher you go, the lower the price comes. So yeah, this is the current system, but even this 350 or £3 is not possible for a lot of students to pay, especially the cost of living crisis, and also when a lot of students from outside London or outside the country comes, thinks that their campus will be Greenwich, so they don't calculate or count the additional travel cost, and some of them really struggle. So this is like some of the main reason why we have restarted the campaign again.
And I just wondered if, obviously, you said that you've spoken to members, but have you done any surveys surrounding that, like who uses the bus? And I just wondered because your argument might be a bit stronger if you have data to take to the university and be like, look, this is who it's affecting. I just wondered if that's something that you thought about or have done already.
Yeah, so survey works definitely, but this time we went for petition. So I don't know whether you have noticed. Thank you, Kibria. She shared with in her social media. So this we have already written all the reasons why we are doing what we are doing it, and we asked the students to sign for it. And so far, around 300 students, I believe, signed for this petition, which is a really good number. So we're going to close the petition today, and tomorrow we have a meeting in Medway to share the outcome to the students and also get further feedback from them. and I'm hoping to arrange a meeting with University Operating Officer by this week, and to provide him the results of the outcome, and also to know is there any update from his side. So yeah, this is where we are at the moment.
Brilliant. I look forward to hearing about the outcome of tomorrow's meeting though. I hope it goes well. But yeah, I don't really have much on that. I think, yeah, if you can just provide us with any updates on progress on that issue. I don't know if anyone else had anything on that.
Yeah.
And then just the additional projects updates. There doesn't seem to be much that's changed from the last report. I think that's obviously we've still got some questions surrounding what your actions are with that, like if you've got more planning that you need to do and if that can be added in time for the next report, because obviously I know they're not urgent sort of issues, but would definitely like to hear more because they're both really good initiatives.
Yeah. So I have an update on one of them. For the language exchange cafe, I contacted university engagement team because I'm doing it in collaboration with them. And to be honest, most of my project is in collaboration with someone. So that's how we can make the project even better, or we can achieve more outcomes. So this is the reason I prefer this way. So the university engagement team said they don't have enough capacity this term, but we are looking forward to start the project in next term, and hopefully we'll be able to do it. And for digital ID card, no, I haven't started working on this yet.
Oh, that's fine. I think, yeah, just for the next report, even the meetings that you're having, even if you can just put some bullet points about key things that came out of it so that we get a bit more of an idea of where you're at with it, that would be really helpful. And obviously, as you said, with the ID cards, you've still got a bit of time. I'm sure that we used to have them when I first started. I feel like we did. So yeah, it would be really useful because I've seen people go home from Greenwich all the way back to like West London because they've got their cards. So yeah, I think, yeah, soon you can get that done as well. That'd be really helpful. But overall, yeah, really good report. I think just put a bit more specific information just so I can gauge and the team can gauge where you're at with it, and also because it's not, the responsibility isn't all on you, it's obviously other people putting barriers in, and I feel like that's things that we would like to know about because we might be able to offer some advice and also understand your struggles with it. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Definitely. I'll try to put as much information in the next ones. Yeah.
Thank you. That's perfect. All
Yes,
right,
and if we can get to know the action plan for this digital ID cards, like how are you going to proceed towards it, and some more details, it would be great.
perfect. But no, well done, Javid. Really well done. That's good. Lovely. All right, I'm going to jump off then, and I'll see you whenever our next one is. I can't remember. Have we arranged it?
I might see you later in the trustee board meeting.
Oh, you'll see me, yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'll stop the recording. We're going to be back at in 5 minutes for Abdul's.
Oh, I'm going to run to the toilet. Right, yeah, another really thorough report, which is quite nice to see. So I just wondered that with the exams now, is it confirmed if is it a mixture? Is it in person and online still? Because I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, so exams, basically the general rule is so echoey here, oh my God. But exams, the general ruling is in person, except for like there's certain situations. I think it's specifically what I know of is one course where there's too many students for them to find a physical place for the exams. So apart from I think that specific one, everyone else is in person. And if you want, I can lead on to the actual scrutiny report in terms of exam, which is that it's pretty much changed. It's done now, it's just a video that needs to be reported. Otherwise, that's complete now.
Yeah, I've seen.
Share my screen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Yeah, I've seen lots of stuff going on. Yeah, if you want to share your screen, that's fine.
Keep it traditional this way. But yeah, should we start in terms of the actual report?
Okay. So it's completed then, sorry. So it's
pretty much, it's just a video. So basically, literally within 24 hours, this would be green. It's just I need to film a video, but the TV stuff all done. and like the social media posts and everything is the in terms of the video and the TV posts, which is already.
Brilliant.
So
Well, that's really good. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are stressing about exams
Yeah.
in January. Luckily, I have none in January, so I'm quite pleased.
relieved, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, I've seen a lot of work being done, so that's really good work. I don't know if anyone had anything more on that point. No. So the sports and well-being, let me just read it again. Yeah, so how are you getting on with that? I suppose just looking at it.
So yeah, we've got so obviously my next steps I said about the gym society. So coincidentally, there was one that I knew of, but there's actually two societies in terms of the gym who registered. So now we've spoken to both committees and kind of merging into one. But in terms of numbers, we've already got like over 100 students backing that. So everything in this sense is looking good. Second term, it's looking like we can easily do everything like that we need to do. Like I think total what I've seen is 120 students now who are involved in terms of the gym society, and the societies haven't even been completely what's the word, like finalized by the SU. So unofficial numbers is like about 120. So
That's really good.
yeah,
That's really
so
good. And when do you think that will start sort of that
So-
people actually start getting in the gym, I suppose?
yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is I think the SU still needs to speak to the other society, but term 2 definitely should be starting like beginning of term 2. Like we've already asked for documents and everything, so pretty much by this month, it's obviously the beginning of the month, so like in about 2 weeks, the society should be up and running, and then from there onwards, obviously, it's about pushing the gym, Ian, and all the other necessary people about getting the gyms fixed.
Oh, that's good. Well, I look forward to seeing how that goes.
Yeah.
Might try and use it myself if I can. Anyone got anything else on the gym stuff or sports stuff? No. So yeah, the catering of the different faiths, I think, yeah, really important. And I think that's something that I remember you've been pushing quite hard for. So it's good to see that you're getting some progress. And so I think I read, yeah, the bit about the library. So are you looking to have a multi-faith area in the libraries now? Is that something that you're looking at, or?
So basically, this before in the library terms and condition, it was stated that students are not allowed to pray. And then I think even now or something, but then when I questioned them, they said it's okay to pray, but obviously there isn't a specific area, especially because right now cost of living and exam season, students are going to be spending, you know, this 24-hour period is going to be coming up. So obviously students are going to be there for a while. So obviously it makes sense to cater to those students who will be there for 24 hours.
Yeah.
We're not hoping not the whole 24 hours, but people who are there, especially
Yeah.
late, especially when like dreadlocks close. So the aim is to, from what I've seen, students are praying in the stairwells, and like, you know, like if they just find a corner, it's not, you know, that's not how it should be, isn't it? We should try our best to facilitate, especially if it's a number of students. So yeah, I've spoken to
Definitely.
library services. They said it's something that they're supportive of, and I've spoken to ISOC, and they said like it's something they'll be happy with, like a small space, even if it's like 2 people at a time. It's just like a small corner. So yeah, now it's about the library speaking to us about where they can do it, where they can provide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Have you found somewhere where it could take place, or maybe have a room booked? Like, because we've got quite a lot of classrooms there. I don't know. Obviously, with the Islamic faith, I know certain times. I'm not sure about others, but yeah, it might be an idea to see if you can have that room booked sort of continuously for whatever times you need. Obviously, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's, yeah, I think it's really a good idea, because even having to walk from the library all the way to GSU, it's, you know, yeah, it's not very practical, especially if you're mid coursework. It's quite difficult.
Yeah, and the thing is
yeah,
going to snow as well, I think, in the next week or so. So
yeah,
that's just going to make it worse, isn't it? Especially in the deadline season. So
and would you be doing it at all the campuses then?
yeah,
So
ideally
Avery.
all the campuses. Yeah. The way it is now, the multi-faith room in Avery is literally right opposite the library, so that's kind of convenient. Obviously, it shouldn't be that way, but the good thing about Avery Hill is the dome is most likely going to be open 24/7, so that's something we can do internally. Medway is a bit more difficult, obviously 3 universities, so that's one factor. And Greenwich, library's quite big, and obviously the library's going to be 24/7. So I have an idea already in my head about Greenwich, where I want to keep it and how I want that to be done. So that's the good thing about
Definitely.
Greenwich.
That sounds brilliant. Yeah, they've really good work on that. But yeah, I don't know if anyone wanted to add to that or just move on. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we just spoke to Jabid about sort of the transport issues, and I don't know if you're involved with like the Medway bus stuff or if this is different.
So Medway bus is one thing. Medway bus has mainly been taken by Jabid, but what he's supporting. So what I've done is being the home student and mainly the student of faith in our GSU, I've been using that to the advantage of this campaign. So I've been contacting those kind of students, like my personal demographic in a sense. So especially with the petition, I've been going around to the ISOCs, a lot of home students, and I've been using that in a sense to get students to vote, not vote, sorry, but sign the petition. Yeah, and tomorrow the plan is hopefully I'm going to be Medway, so I'm going to put aside like an hour tomorrow, walk around the library and try using that to get the Medway bus sorted. But as well as my Medway bus, there's a lot of students say like they're living in the Charlton area, isn't it? So that doesn't really matter about the Medway bus because they're using the normal bus, isn't it? So the plan is if they can get a bike for a good price, something like that, that would also be useful, both in terms of sustainability and also cost for the students. So that's one thing that we want to work on is the cycle scheme. But right now there's quite a lot to do. So me and Anuj agreed to do that in term 2. So it's a joint project.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, I definitely want to see some more on that and what, if any other ideas come up, because it's quite a difficult area to navigate, I think, because
100%.
people don't want to part with money and it can be difficult. So yeah, well, good luck with that. But yeah, I don't have anything more to add on that. I'm not sure if anyone else does, or we just move on. So yeah, the Men's Mental Health Awareness Week, which was really pleased to see. Yeah, I suppose there's not a great amount of detail in sort of what the next steps are. So I didn't know if you could just sort of tell us what.
This is another one which I've left for term 2. So like term 1, I've made it known to a lot of SU staff specifically that I'm going to do this. But term 2 is when I'm going to start looking for the people that work on these kind of things to support me on this. But generally, like not much has been done. I just made it known that this is one of my campaigns that I'm looking forward to. But yeah.
Are you planning to run it in Men's Mental Health Week? Is that the idea? Because obviously we've got I think it's in June that Men's Mental Health. So, or are you going to run this and something else, or what are your ideas?
So the plan is obviously June. Most students are gone, so I'm thinking to do it around February or something, like a half Men's Mental Health, in the sense that half a year earlier, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But obviously I want to do it when the students are here. No point going all out and 95% of the students aren't in a sense. So that's why I think February, March, I think makes the most sense.
Good idea, definitely. And what, I suppose, are you planning to run any sort of workshops or events or anything like that?
So a mixture of obviously there's certain things that you can do. Obviously, there's one is addressing the problem in a sense. Talks, maybe find the plan was also like a Welcome Week to have but there's specific barbers who are licensed in a sense to give haircuts, but at the same time it's almost like a therapy session where they talk about these sensitive topics. So that's one thing that's very big that I'm very keen on. And as well as that, obviously, like certain things we can get lecturers to come in, not university lecturers, but externals to come speak on this topic, especially if there is anyone who has like a significant social media presence or something like that, because that's quite a big thing, especially once you're in the limelight in a sense. So that would be useful. And I think also certain other things like, let people know that there's their friends and peers are out there for them to support you in a way. So they're my 2 main things. One is like having people to talk to and people, talking about why it's good to talk out. Another one is showing that there's a lot of other people who may be going through similar things. That's my 2 main goals that I want people to know.
I think great idea. I think definitely for the next report, if you can just have some more detailed information so we can follow what you're doing, because it's a really great initiative and I think it could really engage like the male students. I think that's something that you don't get a lot of, because obviously, yeah, it's just how it is. But I think, yeah, it's a really good initiative. I think I haven't got anything more to add on that.
Yeah, hopefully by the next one anyways, it's going to be, I think it's term 2, so
yeah,
let's hope. It's already pretty much 9% done by then, isn't it?
Wicked.
Yeah.
The Friday timetable gap. I think you were just waiting for the university to come back.
Yeah, this one there's been an update as well. So this one's also like very good progress that we've made. So I can just tell you now. That's one thing about the scrutiny is I submit the document and then everyone decides to get back to me after I submit it. But with this, what's happened is, so I spoke to the university have come back to me. So they've told me term 2, there's about 70 plus courses or like lectures scheduled between 1 and 2. So obviously trying to reschedule those with the small space that we have is quite difficult. So we've come to the agreement that in term 2, students should have the flexibility to be able to, to hop out of their lectures, attend their prayer, but also at the same time, because we don't want them to miss that period that they've gone to pray, we've said for lectures to be recorded at that time, so students can also, in their free time, catch up on what they've missed by going to the prayer. And the aim is for term 2, for next academic year, 23 to 24, for the Friday timetable gap to be piloted. So obviously we've got about just under a year now for that. So there shouldn't be any issue with that. It's just term 2 so soon. So by doing that, it means students can obviously attend the prayer and also not miss out on studies. As in terms of seminars and tutorials, because there's a lot of tutorials that run on most courses, like they run about 2-3 tutorials at a time, not at a time, but per lecture. So students sometimes have the flexibility to go to a later tutorial or earlier tutorial. So by doing that, also students, I've mentioned I mentioned to the university staff to give students that flexibility to be able to switch just for the sake of prayer. Obviously, we don't want to take advantage of it. So we mentioned, just that specific time to be able to switch, and the university.
I just wondered if they asked that students would need to fill in the form to change, or is that going to bypass this? I just wondered.
So I'm not exactly sure how it works. For me, in the past when I was a student, I just spoke to my tutor and told my tutor I want to change tutorial, and it was as simple as that. There's no filling in of anything, so I'm not sure if that's the case.
I think they've changed definitely for the law faculty, you have to submit a whole change of. So I just wondered if that might be a barrier, because they don't want to be filling out loads of forms, and obviously you don't want to get their attendance not marked. So I just wondered if that's because that's the uni's policy. I don't know if that's something that you
so I didn't know about this, but the good thing is I'm literally going to be after the scrutiny panel, I'm running to a meeting, and in that meeting we're going to discuss it. So I can definitely take that there.
Yeah, perfect.
But,
well done. Well, it's good. It's good to see progress. Did anyone else want to add on that? If we go down to the priorities, so I think a few of us have said that we're not sure if the pantry is still running. Is that shut now, or?
So the other thing with the pantry is there's been an issue in terms of the pantry, where a lot of students haven't been able to access the pantry. So now for term 2, there's been a new initiative, which is I think is food vouchers. So the pantries now, I think there's not going to be any more orders being placed. So if there is any food left, all it is now is the food that's left is being served out. But from what I can see, Greenwich, I think, is finished. Medway and Averil, I'm not sure. But for term 2, we've come with the initiative to give out food vouchers. So therefore, obviously, all the students, in a sense, not all the students, but a greater number of students can benefit from that, because we've seen with the pantry, 10 students taking the worth of like 100 students in a sense. So we want to be able to give more to everyone as a whole instead of giving a lot to a smaller number of people in a sense. So that's why term 2, the whole open pantry initiative has been it's going to be like changed in a sense.
But yeah, I think definitely if we can have some more understanding of how the vouchers are going to work, like what they'll be used for and how, because obviously everyone's going to want them. So are you going to have like a criteria and stuff like that, or like how? I mean, you can add it in the next report, or if you know what that is,
Well, right now I'm not even sure. I just heard about this. It's been mentioned to me once so far, I think once or twice. So I'm still learning about what's going to happen.
Perfect. But yeah, no, really, I mean, the pantry was such a good idea, but I did notice there wasn't anyone monitoring, you know, what was going out, and that probably caused a bit of difficulty about who, if it got evenly sort of spread. But yeah, really, yeah, great. And then the final one, not the final one, the final items. So again, when will the Islam Awareness Week, when will that be? February to early March?
Yeah, February to early March. I think
Okay.
we're still waiting on turn 2. So obviously, nothing's really been done on this in terms of the societies know that they can support us, support me, sorry, in this.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if anyone had anything on that. No. Yeah, no, it'd be good to see, and obviously I think education's a key part of the union and the university. So yeah, it'd be good to see what events come out of that. And then the Palestine.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I think I did see a stall, but I cannot remember, if I'm perfectly honest.
No, what happened was, unfortunately, I think maybe the Royal Mail strikes got to us, but we had a shipment that which was supposed to come to Greenwich, but we didn't receive it on the day, and we're still waiting on it. So now what we've said is, obviously, it doesn't matter about which day you do, as long as we're getting the information shared, isn't it? So we said we won't do it on the 29th, and we're just waiting for the shipment of all the, you know, the necessary posters, not posters, but flyers and leaflets and everything to come. Once that's here, we're going to reschedule the date. But in terms of the support, we've got all the support that we need. We've got like a lot of the resources. We're just waiting for that last shipment to come to us, and then the store will be done on that day, pretty much, hopefully. But otherwise, yeah, we just had that one hiccup with the strikes.
Oh no, it's such a pain. We had the same. Our thing came like 2 months after we needed it. I was just like, well, we needed it then, not now. But yeah, again, really good initiative to do, because it affects a lot of people. Did anyone want to add on that, or no? So the wellbeing checks, is that the calls that are being made?
So this is something which I was talking to a student who didn't drop out but couldn't continue because they couldn't continue. So they're telling me their story in a sense. So what happened was, it's quite a personal story to the student, but the student telling me like they had gone through something which was quite like something that was like something with that was very personal to them with their family in terms of like an illness and things. So obviously, as a student, seeing your parents go through something in terms of their health, you know, someone's health deteriorating, you know, they're struggling with the studies and everything and the exams and recess. But basically, all in all, a student was going through a lot, but all the university was doing was pressuring them to submit proof of, you know, ECs and stuff. Like that's all the university cared about, is why you're not doing, prove to us that you're not, you know, in a sense like cheating the system or something, asking for an EC. So that came to my mind is, as a university, why do we not care about these students are asking for ECs for very, you know, personal and very like devastating things in a sense, but all the university cares about is giving proof of certain things. Like I've seen the university ask for proof of death certificate, but why is no one asking the student how are they coping after the death of a relative or a parent or something like that? So that's my thing, is we should care about how the student is feeling instead of why they're not coming in a sense.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So
I think that's something that I've personally experienced with the uni. Obviously, my eldest is disabled, and one thing that I raise with them is, why don't they have a carers register? You know, so that we know who on campus are carers. You know, because obviously for myself, we spend a lot of time at Great Ormond Street, or there'll be emergencies. So I think I can really get behind that, and it'd be great if you can do any work on that, because I know a lot of carers here and a lot of people that are themselves sick, and there isn't sufficient support from the uni to help those people and sort of balance everything out. So yeah, it'd be good to see how you develop that. So yeah, great stuff. And then we're fine with all the, I think we are anyway, annual leave and the expenses. I don't think anyone's raising anything on that. But yeah, really good report, definitely. really good initiatives. I think one thing that I didn't mention to Jabid, which I remember, is that I did notice that we were one of the only student unions that didn't do anything on International End Violence Against Women Day on the 25th of November, and we haven't done anything for the 16 days of activism. And I forgot to mention it to Jabid, so it was quite disappointing to see that we didn't give that area recognition, because obviously 97% of women are affected by male violence at some point in their life. So we sort of missed the trick on that one. I think that's something that was an oversight, but it, you know, I think we've still got 5-6 days left. So, you know, I don't know if you want to, you know, I don't know if that's something you want to talk to about the officers with, and maybe try and get some signposting out there or anything. And yeah, I think that was my only sort of issue to raise on that. But apart from that, I mean, everything's really, really well set out. So well done.
Thank you.
Lovely. Oh, wait for Ben to finish. Oh.
Yeah, we all happy?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And
Brilliant.
then is the next
Yes.
one?
Right, you're all good?
Wicked. Just get up a report. Where are we? Oh. Sorry, one second. Yeah, if you could, that might be easier.
Let me just. Yeah, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
I think that's the report that I sent over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the survey's closing on the 9th, so you obviously don't have any data for that. But yeah, it's good to see that you're still pursuing the food culture in the uni. I think it's really important. Just trying to think if we had any questions on it. Not that I can see. I don't think we had any questions on it. Did anyone want to add? I suppose there's not really much you can tell us until you have the survey details, really. But yeah, really detailed. I like that you put in, you know, the survey link and everything. I think that's really helpful in terms of what you're actually doing, and giving out the vouchers as a reward. Is that just like randomly selected people, or?
Yeah, it's gonna be randomly selected people because I have like budget consideration as well.
Course,
So
yeah.
that's why it's not go over. So it will be like end of the survey. I will select 20 people from different campuses and then just give out the vouchers to them.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's, yeah, good initiative, good incentive to do it. So yeah, look forward to seeing how that goes, and how you're going to navigate that. But I didn't have anything much to add on that. Don't know if anyone else did.
I can elaborate if you guys want more details
Yeah.
information as well. So would you like me to like go through a bit of something like what I haven't done from past months till now?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fine. Perfect.
Yeah, sure. So regarding the food diversification project, as I told you before as well, it's kind of like one of the major projects I have undertaken for specifically for Term 1. So surveys out now. We've got so far like 360 responses till now.
Wow.
And my target is like 500 responses. Also, I have been in contact with loads of people regarding that, like regarding the head of catering from university side as well as GSE side. They're helping in projects now. I've got another person who is quite interested in my project from university. That's Vice Chancellor, Policy and Strategic Advisor. So once the survey is out, I'll be doing like preparing a report. So by end of the January, as I said, like January to review the survey. So by end of the January, action plan and everything will be set out. That's my target for this project. So it's going smoothly till now. The only one concern is like I just wanted to push it till 500. So I'm just like, it's just been a bit busy as well with the university kinds of bits of pieces. So I'm just like focusing now at the moment to make it up till to 500. So yeah, it's going well.
As in 500 students, do you mean?
Yeah,
to participate?
Minimum kind of like 500 responses.
Yes, I mean, you're doing well. You're sort of you're on the way there. So yeah, well done. And it is quite difficult to get. I think when we all get an email about a survey, just
I
sort of
know.
oh, I haven't got time. But yeah, I'll make sure to fill it out as well myself
Yeah,
now.
please,
There'll be-
everyone said do it. Yeah, please do.
be one more. But yeah, no, really good, and it'd be really good to see what sort of foods come out of it. So I do love my food.
Yeah.
Yes, the career development. If we move on to that, I saw a lot of advertisement for that, so that was really good. I don't know if you want to tell us a bit more about how that went, or if there's anything more that you can tell
Well,
us.
yeah, it's 2 days from now. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Sorry, I thought like it just completely went off. So career development is in 8th of December, so 2 more days to go. Everything has been sorted, so I'll be hosting the whole session as well. So it's kind of different stuff for me, and then I've been planning bits and pieces now as well. So it's going well. 140 students have signed up till now for this event as well. So
Brilliant.
yeah, and we have 9 guest speakers from different faculties and different professions as well, who will be joining us and then explaining their expertise and everything.
Brilliant.
So I'm really looking forward to this session particularly, and as last panel requested to kind of like explain it more further, I did ask students from different faculties as well regarding career development, what they would like to see in their particular course or faculties, and then I have gathered a bit of feedback regarding each courses and each faculties.
Brilliant.
So it's just kind of like I just need to understand like what faculties need what. Like for business students, particularly networking events is kind of helpful to build a network. While as like fairs like health and sciences, they requested to involve more kind of like guest lectures, more kind of placements and everything. So I have left this bit for Tom to work. So Tom I'll be going across different faculties leads from GSU and from university as well, and then try to collaborate with them to kind of organize similar kind of events.
Oh, brilliant. Well done. Yeah, really important work. I just wondered whether you were considering having feedback forms for the 8th, or if you've planned, because that might be useful to see sort of going forward.
So we have a form. I don't think I can share with you. It just because like it's a GSE form, so we just do in the like course form. So we have a list regarding. So I have put a career development session as well. So students can drop down whatever they want to see in that field particularly. So I will just pick from there and then like try to contact the department or people to coordinate with the events and everything.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, really good work, and thank you for adding in the detail. It definitely helps us understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Not sure if anyone wanted to ask any more about that, or all right, we'll move on then.
Okay.
So we've got the
Speak up session.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that you obviously took the flexible time and approach. Do you think has that made much difference in terms of people approaching you at all, or?
Well, this project, I thought like it's really important for students for us to be in open spaces, but it's kind of like I barely find students. I tried myself to reach out to students, ask them what they are facing particularly. But I keep updating on my social media channels as well, which day, which university I am, or which campus I am, like available time where I am. So yeah, I'm just looking forward for more students to engage from student perspective. From my perspective, I did pull out the social media pages as well. So
Yeah,
I
no,
will look
did
forward to more, promote it. But yeah.
They all seem to be hiding in the library at this time. The library's so busy, so
Yeah.
pitch up there for a couple of hours. But no, well done, and thank you for taking that on board. That's really good. And then yeah, your final thing was
Digital PG. Can you guys not see my screen? I think
yeah,
I'm
no,
sharing it.
no.
Or...
Okay. Oh, it's gone off again.
Okay, sure.
I'm
Sorry.
just trying to remember what this is about, if I'm perfectly honest. PGR, is that it's not master students, is it?
It is
It is.
master's, doctoral
Mhm.
students, research students.
Okay, cool. And then how are you finding that? I suppose we've got some. I can see that you put it as like a term 2 project.
Yeah.
To engage. Have you made any sort of
Yeah.
planning or?
Yeah, there is another project I have been picked up from PGR PGD support as well, which is not listed here because I recently picked up last week for that project. So it's been passed on from our offices as well. So it was like a designated childcare space for PGR PGT student group.
Mhm. That's
So
really
I'm
good.
just kind of reviewing it, like how I can take on board. So just review the child policy in campus, and then also ask the doctoral society feedback on this. Also, I'm already in conversation with GSU main staff, so they can support me in this, like from where the project to start. Like I already contacted the state projects from university as well to find us like a designated space for childcare students.
Brilliant.
But yeah, the work is going on process. It's in the beginning phase from my side, obviously, because I just picked up from last week. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to like, help
Nice.
PJ students. Besides that, I've already mentioned that I'm helping them with the financial reports as well. Now I will be joining the doctoral society for their meeting, which is on January. Yeah, it's on January. It's the main meeting for them. So they have been asked to help them, to support them for the like scholarship and bursaries separately for PGS self-funded student. So yeah, I'm just helping with that project as well. So
Brilliant. Oh, well done. Yeah, we look forward. I think childcare is so important, definitely, because it can be the difference between being able to engage and not. So yeah, I look forward to see how you develop that. So good luck. Don't know if anyone else had anything to add on it. Nope. All right, we'll move on then. So yeah, with cost of living, which is definitely still an ongoing issue, and we've sort of heard bits that are being done to try and ease that. And yeah, were you able to contact any other student unions to see what practices they've got, or if there's any tips?
yeah,
that you
so yeah, Brunel University, they recently launched this project, sorry, and then one of the officer has already accomplished this project. I don't know how far she has reached, but I've got a meeting with her this Friday to understand how she, developed the whole project and how she got it like correctly. I mean, like she has accomplished it already. So I just wanted to like to chat her the practices, the good practices, and then everything. Besides that, everyone is quite interested in projects. So this is my term 2 main project. Like term 1, food diversity was my main priority list, and then second one is for term 2 onwards, there's period poverty is my main priority list. So the conversation is ongoing. I'm just trying to pull out to figure out the finances bits, and then people like whom will be more engaging, and then make this project happen. So I'm just trying to figure these bits out.
No, well done. Yes, not an easy subject to tackle. So yeah, well done. I think it's great that you're seeking out other universities to see what they're doing. I think that's, sometimes that's where our best ideas come from, is other people's. But yeah, no, good luck with that. I look forward to seeing that develop. Did anyone want to add on that, or no? And then the final thing is about the safety on campus. So yeah, it says that you're planning to have more scenario-based videos made. Is that right? I've got that right. Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, I did contacted commercial. We did like short video afterwards as well, after the second panel. And then I've been more involved in health and safety aspects as well within the university team as well. And then there was one student who contacted me regarding this as well. I have explained him, so he said he will share the report with me. So I did interview regarding the Safe Zone app with him. So I don't know when the outcome gonna be at. So yeah, I think that will be kind of like help a bit in promotional activities of these.
Okay, that's really good to, and maybe sort of looking at safety outside campus.
Mhm.
Because obviously my experience with a lot of women is that they're quite scared about walking about where it's got darker now. Obviously we're at higher risk. Personally, I work with an app called Safe Up, which is like it connects you to free guardians if you're ever in trouble. And I can send you the details after, because they've got a lot of really useful stuff that might be worth giving an additional sort of blanket of safety outside of the uni, because a lot of the students will travel on the bus or by train, and the minute it gets dark, I know a lot of people get a bit anxious. But yeah, no, really, I think it's again really important initiative to be doing. I don't know if anyone wanted to add in on that at all. No. And then I think we're fine with the expenditure stuff. I think, yeah, really good report. I'm really thank you for taking the feedback on board. It was really helpful to see more detail in it. I think an issue that I raised with Abdul and haven't yet raised with Jabir, because I forgot, is just that we seem to be the only minority university as a student union that didn't recognise the International End Violence Against Women Day on the 25th of November. And we've also done nothing for 16 days of activism, which is quite disappointing, considering what happened to Sabina Nessa and all the work that obviously Sabina Project's done, and the ongoing issue that 97% of women face male violence. I think it's a little bit disappointing on that front that that's not been recognised. So hopefully between yourselves you can go back and maybe review what happened. I mean, I know there's so many international days, it's easy to miss, I get that, but this was a really, I think, important one. I think the general consensus is that it's made a lot of victims that are students here feel left out. One student in particular brought up the fact that there was a tree awareness day or something, and literally said, trees are more important than women's lives, and that really hit that it's affected women quite badly. But yeah, that was my only comments on that. But the report's great, and I really look forward to seeing what work you're going to do after. Don't know if anyone wanted to add in on that. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, brilliant. So I'll see you in the board meeting anyway in a few hours.
I'll see you in a while.
I'll just wait for Ben to stop. I don't know if he's. No.
Give it 1 minute. Takes a bit to warm up.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Perfect. Right. So I'm just looking at the report. I think obviously we asked for the more detailed reports. I'm not sure if you were able to do them. It was particularly on, I think, the disability stuff, and I can't remember what the other stuff was now. But yeah, I didn't get anything extra. I think that was what we asked for from the last scrutiny panel. It's just a more detailed report on the few issues that we raised. Was you able to do that at all?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of updates, so I can update you on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing, or I can say it for you as well?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think for us, we just obviously looking at this report, we'd hope to have had that one sent through to us so that we could gauge what was going on. But yeah, if you want to give an update, that would be really helpful.
Without seeing the report, or I just give an update here.
Oh, I'm just trying to find it. Where am I? Well, if we go through the items that are on there, let me just get it up. So yeah, I think the first one was about the sustainability at the University of Greenwich, about growing fruit and veg, and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't think that there's, yeah, go on.
Yeah. So there was some confession. I wanted to take some advice from you guys, because as you guys know, I was in Greenwich, so it was like last few weeks. So I was in 3 campuses holding a stall of talking to students how they find sustainability at university. After talking with them and telling my campaign, so literally this is shocking, but literally no one was interested. And this is what I can just consider from here, that I not from myself, but knowing the student engagement is not here properly. So just want to basically remove this from my campaign.
Yeah, I think that obviously without being critical, I think one thing we agreed is that you've got so much ambition and you're maybe stretching it too much across too many different things, which is great to have ambition, but then you also overstretch yourself. So I think that's a really good decision to make, especially if no one's interested, because it is freezing outside at the minute. So yeah, well done for that.
I was interested, but I don't know, like, it's for students, but the person whom I'm doing for and not interested, it feels as sometimes,
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean, you have to get a feel for what people want, and sometimes, yeah, it's not really what you think they want. But yeah, but well done for at least you reached out and you saw that if there was a need. But yeah, it was good work anyway that you attempted to do. So we've got the academic support of new graduates at Greenwich.
yeah.
Um,
So far, me, Sarah and Pereira from academic support library team, and
Mhm.
Column, we are currently like drafting a plan, like our strategy plan, and we have come up with an app as well.
Oh,
Like
brilliant.
what sort of app should be like to get update for students, like how they're going throughout the university. If they have any sort of problem, they can have an advice team to advise them. So yeah, we're just currently drafting in letter for for VC to
Brilliant.
look at. Yeah.
Do you have like a prospective date when that draft might be ready, or?
So we're preparing for this month, but I don't think, because Sharon is like she's not good at the moment, like she's ill at some point maybe. So yeah, that's why we have to be a little bit slower in this position.
Definitely. I mean, you've still got quite a bit of time. September is still a way away. So yeah, it'd be good to be updated on that, because I think that's important.
But it's good. It's going good. Yeah. So it's an app, like, or not app, but we gave it a name as like Skills for Uni.
Brilliant. Yeah, definitely worth having. And then also you mentioned having a 1 month session.
Yeah, it's a 1 month session. So just to go in effect, I've talked with like various faculties. So 1 month will be a lot. So rather we'll make a program for like 2 weeks, or like maybe more sorted like 1 week. So yeah, just to have to remove 1 month, just to be sort of take an
Definitely.
explanation. Yeah.
Yeah, spread it out. I think 1 month is a lot to be doing. But yeah, I don't know if anyone wanted to add in on that, or no. Okay, cool.
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that we already have academic support from the library team. If we want any support from them, we can reach out to them, have one-on-one meetings. But if you can elaborate, what kind of exactly, like, what kind of support are you planning to provide? Skill basis. Oh,
Sorry, the light has just gone.
that's okay.
Right, let's so right, let me move on. Sorry. Equal access. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, we've got a lot in there with academics skills, but I don't know if you want to add on. What's he gone?
Can you explain
Yeah,
again, or like something?
I was just asking that we already have academic support provided by the library team. If you want any help from them, they can arrange one-on-one meetings or ask for any help. But I just wanted to ask, like, can you just clarify, like, what kind of support are you planning to provide exactly?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, we as a student, we are not aware of like the facilities provided by the university. So it's in collaboration between the library skill team and GSA officer, obviously me, that we are running a program where it's like new that is provided prior to their studies. Basically the thing like the most of them doesn't know about the EC, how to claim that, what is plagiarism, what is that, the stuff that we really need to know to succeed in that academic, like.
So it's really, you're telling that before the program starts, they need to have this academic support. Is it? Is it only for me or Anjum is having some network difficulty?
Yeah, no, he's gone. No. Yeah, he's frozen.
Is the network is not?
Yeah, it's not great. We keep freezing.
We have to go to another room. Maybe I'll just check for another room if you guys can.
Yeah,
give
no
me
problem.
permission
Okay.
or something.
Yeah, please.
I don't know what's wrong with the Greenwich Wi-Fi. I have to. Maybe I should make this another campaign.
Definitely, I'll get behind that. Wi-Fi terrible.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, apologies for that.
I think
Yeah.
it's a
Can
bit
you hear
better
me?
now. Yeah. Yeah, it's better.
Perfect. Yes, okay, Gabriel. I
So
satisfied
you
with
were
my
saying
answer.
about the support that you're gonna provide with the library team. So I just wanted to add whether it was period the program started, like you want to provide support for the students before the program even started so that they have some knowledge about it. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Right. Thank you.
Sorry, someone's shouting outside the room. It's a bit distracting. Right, so we've got the next item, which is equal access of sports at the university. You said here almost done, but there's no details about what's almost done. So if you could go into it.
I can just elaborate. Yeah. So we're almost done. So everything is done, but the thing is, we are now facing a problem with the space. So as you guys know, like Dreadnought building is like we don't have much spaces. So, but we're trying to reach the university and trying to get the, the up spaces we have in Dreadnought. We're trying to get that in a GSU area, so we can use that area for sports to have some sports over there. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that. Maybe hopefully I'm meeting someone by this December. Maybe we can sort out this space thing as well. So.
Okay, equipment coming up soon. It says that you've got equipment coming soon. And you intend to do it by the end of this year. Do you think that that's still going to happen, or?
It's sadly, it's all about the spaces because we have money for the equipment. You can buy it today, but the main thing is for space because we can't hamper students while bringing the sports equipment.
Yeah.
I have to look after students as well. They need to have they need some separate space for their studies or something like hanging out. So we just have to make sure everything is, in a proper way.
Oh, that's fine. So then, did anyone want to add to that? I'm not sure before I move on. No, I'll move on then. So we've got flexible working hours campaign. It says here that you were soon to be meeting Matthew Pennycook to discuss. Have you managed to do that yet, or?
Yeah, so we were meeting him this month, but I don't know. He's passing 2 bills right now, so he's like too busy right now. So that's why. So he has set a date on 6th January. So we are meeting with him in 6th January, and also after meeting with him, we're gonna set out our petition soon to reach out to more students.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, forgive me who it was, but someone in the group had more experience with the tier 4 stuff, because I'm still not 100% sure. Sorry, just reading over it. Yeah, if you want to add into this, because this is more your area, that'd be really useful. Sorry, Kabir, didn't know who it was.
I'm just looking into it once again. So he's saying that he's gonna have some meeting with the MPs, so to discuss about it, and you have also spoken to many of the unions, other student unions as well.
Yeah.
So when is this meeting going to happen? Like, do you have an exact date with the MP?
Yeah, I already had 2 meetings with them, with other
Mm.
officers. So they are really optimistic regarding this campaign, and they have really have a good impression on me. And they are like, literally like just sending me a text like when to just start this. They're like really keen for this. So I've got like around 15 to 20 SC officers for this campaign, and everyone
Okay.
is trying to reach out to their MPs. And like if many as MPs support this campaign, then we can take this to the parliament, and hopefully we can raise this campaign forward.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a longer term project.
Yeah, that's like, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you're really keen on it, definitely you can achieve. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very ambitious. It's effectively trying to change government policy, which is not easy. So good luck with that. Does anyone
At
want
least
to add?
not by end of this year.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
yeah.
happen.
I didn't say that, right?
No, luckily you didn't know. We'll probably have another 3 prime ministers before the end of next year anyway. Right, did anyone want to add in on that, or should we move on? Right, we'll move on.
Yeah.
So the next is saving the integrity of the university, and I think that this one was particularly problematic when we were discussing it about how that would be
Yeah.
implemented. So I didn't know if you wanted to tell us where you're at with that.
Also in this, I want some confession with you guys because this is not a campaign. This is an investigation between me and university. So basically, I just want to remove this campaign from my thing, because it's a conflict of interest between students, because I'm going against them.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
it's just like it's something I'm doing something for a good purpose, but
Mhm.
not as a campaign. But it was a bad
Yeah.
idea to include this on the campaign. So
No, it was definitely not a bad idea. It's a really important issue that you highlighted to me that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand and I agree that I think focus your attentions on the things that you can change and do. But well done for trying anyway. So we'll move on then. So the last thing on here is the disability rights. And I think this is literally the same as what was posted last time. There's just a discussion going on with university to provide more support.
there should be some changes, because I've been working on Disability History Month, which is like from November 15 to December 15.
Okay.
So in this process, I've been meeting like a lot of disabled students and trying to know what they really want in the university. So I came to know like a lot of struggles they are struggling in the university. So while like navigating to the other buildings, or like the elevator services, which are really not good for them. So these kind of things I've been known, and also I've been working on prioritizing them on student center and any academics part. So yeah, hopefully by this by not this December, I will not try to promise or something like that, but I'll try unless and until I have my officer title, then I will give them a justice by providing them a like kind of a prioritize them on elevator or prioritize them on student center and anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that again is a really important thing, and I think it's something that Abdul is looking at about well-being and carers. So I mean, it's definitely a good idea, but would have liked to have seen a bit more detail in the report about what's actually happened, and what I know. Obviously, you've had Disability Month, which is obviously understandably quite busy, but also I think you've got the great idea, but you don't seem to have a clear plan on it. Like what, obviously, a suggestion is like to create a register where, because a lot of people have Greenwich inclusion plans. You could reach out to lecturers and see, because personally I know a lot of students that have visual impairment that have really struggled to get their lecturers to engage them, and they've had to fight for their reasonable adjustments. So definitely, I mean, great initiative, but I would really like to see a bit more detail going forward on that. But yeah, just keep working on that. Did anyone want to add in on that? I'm not sure.
Yeah. As you said that you spoke to the disability people, so if I can ask, like, what support are they asking for, and how are you working on it?
So basically, I've been meeting with some of them, and they were like, this sort of problems, kind of not a good communication between the faculty and them. Like sometimes there's a fire alarm, but people just ran off, but they have been missed out inside. So, so they were telling there's not proper management for us, and this kind of stuff. So I've been working with Alan, the well-being team. He's from well-being team, and so sort of giving some justice to his queries. So he's trying to acknowledge some of the important things that have been set out for these people, and he's soon coming up to me, and we will having a chat maybe before the Christmas, and then maybe next Scrutiny Panel I can just come up with something for you guys. Yeah.
And have you engaged with Start, which is obviously do you know who they are, Start?
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you been engaging them? Because I know Melanie has done a lot of work recently on that. So I just wondered, because she's amazing at her job, that she would definitely be able to get some stuff in. And also she has quite practical ways. I think, yeah, it's a really good initiative, definitely. So I'm just trying to see what I think the final thing on, I don't know if that's it for that one, but the final thing was the free Oyster cards. How is that going?
So I've written the term too, so it's for term two.
Okay.
And also I've added some of the things I've been working on, like I'm working on free printing for students, and
is this in the report?
It's not in the report because
Yeah.
I've been recently working with
Okay.
free printing, and as well as I'm going to put some of the kind of essential stuff in Dreadnought reception, like laptop chargers and umbrellas. While sometimes it's rain, students in Dreadnought they can't commute to the other buildings for classes. So maybe umbrellas and all this stuff. So it's already done.
Yeah. I think so the issue for us is obviously in the last meeting we asked, we've done Motivate and we asked you to provide the report, and that hasn't happened in this occasion. So I think we have to decide whether we have to take that a bit further, because there has been a non-compliance, that we haven't had all this information that you've been talking about, which is all really good stuff. But it's difficult for us to gauge what you're doing when we can't see it because it's not there. And it's, you've been brilliant at advocating what you are doing, but we do really need that in writing. So I think that's something that we're going to have to look and see what we do as the scrutiny panel. But you've got some fabulous ideas. I think don't bite off more than you can chew, and that's coming from someone that does it often. Because if you focused your attention on 2 or 3 really good campaigns, they would be immensely successful. And I'm not sure, obviously not trying to be harsh because I know how busy it is, but I'm not sure if that is the general feeling of the panel, if they feel that we haven't been given enough detail in this report. But yeah, again, not a criticism. You're doing some great stuff. So yeah, I think that's sort of where we're at.
Yeah, that was helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeping a short campaign and working on that will be great, because
Mm-hmm.
we officers have to deal with a lot of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
definitely.
I'll make it next time. And just want to, I hope everyone is agreed for my campaign removal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was 2 of them, wasn't it? It was just so I'm clear in so it was the free Oyster card. Was that it? Oh no, you're doing that term 2. Sorry, no. Just remind me what the 2 were so I can remember.
The investigation and the sustainability one.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm sure Ben can put that in his notes, and if you remove it from your next report, and we'll decide, because we may expect a report by the end of this month or start of next, just to have a clarity on where you're at so that we're prepared for the next panel meet. And I think you'll find it will be a lot easier when you have a lot less to cover, because it's just it's spreading yourself too thin and it gets overwhelming. So it's great that you want to do everything. Honestly, I think it's so important that you want to do all these things, but focus your attention because you'll get the most out of it. But yeah, I think I don't know if anyone wanted to add anything or if that's it.
No,
No.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, thank you, Anuj. Well done, honestly. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you so
Well
much,
done.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anuj. See
I'll
ya.
see you
Bye.
next time. Bye.